It begins not with a royal procession or the flash of a camera, but with the words of children who know her not as a monarch, but as the woman who tucked them in at night, who held them through tears and triumphs, and who shaped their lives with quiet resilience and a deep, unshakable love. Queen Mary of Denmark, so often seen in formal gowns, dazzling tiaras, and poised appearances, is, above all, a mother. And for the first time, her children are stepping forward to share the raw, heartfelt truth about who their mother truly is behind the palace gates. What emerges is not merely the portrait of a queen, but of a woman whose strength, gentleness, and dedication have defined a generation of Danish royalty. Prince Christian, Denmark's future king, spoke with a quiet strength that mirrored his mother's own reserved dignity. He described a woman who never allowed the pressures of royalty to interfere with the authenticity of her love. "My mother," he said, "has always been the heart of our family. Even when she had to step into royal duty, she never left us behind emotionally. She was there. Always. Whether I had a bad day at school or a big milestone to celebrate. She made sure we knew we were loved, that we mattered more than the crown." His words were not rehearsed or polished, but deeply personal and sincere, painting a picture of Queen Mary not as an unreachable sovereign but as a deeply human mother who prioritized connection. Princess Isabella, with the poise of a young woman finding her own royal identity, offered an equally moving account. "She is the reason I feel grounded," she admitted. "My mother never let the world dictate who we should be. She taught us to be kind, to listen, to give, not just in a public sense, but truly give from the soul. At night, she would sit on my bed and remind me that who I am inside is more important than any title. She made me believe I had a voice, even when I wasn't wearing a sash or standing in front of cameras." Her eyes welled with emotion as she reflected on quiet mornings spent baking with her mother, the long walks in gardens away from photographers, the little handwritten notes slipped into school lunch boxes with encouragements and affirmations. "She is the most real person I've ever known," Isabella added softly. The younger royal children, Princess Josephine and Prince Vincent, too young perhaps to articulate their feelings in the grand speeches of state, nevertheless shared stories filled with simplicity and warmth. Bedtime songs, goofy dancing in pajamas, whispered secrets in the palace corridors, and stories read aloud by candlelight during power outages. "Mum is funny," Josephine giggled. "She makes funny faces when she's trying to cheer us up. She even dances with us in the living room when no one's watching." That childlike truth cut through the formality often associated with royalty and revealed the essence of Queen Mary's motherhood. Deeply present, delightfully human, and full of spontaneous love. But it isn't only her children who speak so highly of Queen Mary's character. It's also the household staff, former nannies, teachers, and friends from her pre-royal life in Australia. A former nanny, who asked to remain anonymous out of respect for royal privacy, said, "Mary always treated the staff with incredible kindness. She never saw herself as above anyone. Even when she became queen, she never lost that warmth. She knows everyone by name. She asks about your family. She makes people feel seen." That sentiment was echoed by a teacher from the children's private school, who recalled how Mary personally attended parent-teacher conferences without aides or pomp, asking deep, thoughtful questions about her children's progress and emotional well-being. She didn't want her kids to just perform well. She wanted them to be happy, the teacher said. Queen Mary's journey from Tasmania to the throne of Denmark is already the stuff of modern fairy tales. But what her children have revealed is something far more profound than just a rags to riches story. It is a story of consistent love. It is the story of a woman who could have let fame and responsibility change her, but didn't. Despite royal expectations, media scrutiny, and an entire nation watching her every move, Queen Mary chose to lead from the heart. Her love wasn't loud, it was steadfast. Her care wasn't performative, it was personal. Behind every royal engagement, there was a school pickup. Behind every ribbon cutting, there was a birthday cake baked with her own hands. Even King Frederick has often credited Mary with being the emotional center of their family. "She's the glue," he once said in an intimate interview. "She keeps us grounded." The children know that their mother loves them, not as a royal duty, but as a calling of the soul. That notion, that Mary's motherhood is a calling, echoes again and again through the testimonies of her children and those close to her. Whether tending to her children's scraped knees or supporting them through adolescent challenges, Mary's approach is hands-on, intuitive, and fiercely protective. She is not a distant monarch, but a woman who puts her children's hearts above palace politics. There's a reason Denmark has embraced her not just as a queen, but as a mother of the nation. Her maternal instincts extend beyond the palace. Her tireless work with the Mary Foundation, advocating against domestic violence and for children's welfare, reveals that same heart that rocks cradles at home. It's a rare thing for public and private values to align so seamlessly, but Mary has made it her life's mission. Her children have grown up watching this, watching their mother comfort the broken, raise awareness for the unheard, and offer her voice to those who have been silenced. They've not just learned what it means to be royal, but what it means to be good, through her daily example. The palace may be gilded, but what truly shines are the moments unrecorded by press. The evening lullabies. The letters slipped into books before exams. The quiet car rides with tearful teenage talks. The unwavering support even when the spotlight was harshest. Her children's testimonies serve as a powerful reminder that greatness isn't always on display. Sometimes, it is in the quiet acts of love, in the consistency of care, in the strength to raise a family with authenticity in the midst of relentless public expectation. There's a scene Prince Christian once recalled, a simple one. He had failed at something and felt overwhelmed by shame. He didn't want to talk. He avoided his family. And then, one night, Mary came to his room, sat silently beside him for an hour, not asking anything, just holding his hand. She didn't try to fix it. She just stayed. That's who she is, he said. That story encapsulates the emotional intelligence of a mother who understands that presence often means more than words. Queen Mary's love is quiet but indelible. As their voices interweave, it becomes clear that Queen Mary is not merely a figurehead. She is the steady drumbeat behind a family finding their way in the spotlight. Her children's words are not tributes of obligation but spontaneous outpourings of gratitude and awe. It is rare to hear royals speak so vulnerably, so openly, and yet every sentence rings with authenticity. They are proud of her, not because she is Queen of Denmark, but because she is their mother, a woman who loved fiercely, gave generously, and lived sincerely. So while the world sees a queen in pearls and protocol, those who know her best see something far more powerful. They see a mother whose love was her legacy long before the crown touched her head. They see the woman who kissed their foreheads at night, who dried their tears with laughter, who showed them that duty without compassion is hollow. And through their voices, the truth emerges clearly. Queen Mary is not just the heart of the Danish monarchy, she is the heart of her family, the beating, loving heart that has shaped the next generation of royalty. And now that you've heard the truth from those who love her most, we ask you, what makes a real queen in today's world? Is it the crown on her head, or the love in her heart? Her story, as illuminated through her children's eyes, takes on a deeply human dimension that transcends the traditional fairy tale image many people associate with royalty. It's one thing to be admired from afar for elegance, grace, and composure during state banquets or international visits, but it is another entirely to be described by your own children as the emotional cornerstone of a family, as someone who leads not by command but by compassion. And that is exactly what Queen Mary has achieved. The young voices that now echo through Denmark and beyond speak not of grandeur but of goodness, not of protocol but of presence, a testament to the enduring legacy she is crafting not just as a monarch, but as a mother. Prince Christian, poised to one day ascend the throne himself, has made it clear that much of what he understands about leadership comes directly from observing his mother. She leads with her heart, he shared in one candid moment. She believes you can be strong and kind at the same time. I saw it in the way she treated us, and in the way she worked with the people. That's the kind of king I hope to be one day. Someone who listens before speaking, who understands before judging, just like her. These are not merely sentimental statements, they are a generational passing down of values. Queen Mary's influence is not only emotional but foundational, etched into the very framework of Denmark's future monarchy. It is also important to remember how unique her journey has been. An Australian commoner who fell in love with a crown prince in the most unexpected way, during the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Their meeting in a pub, away from the cameras and formalities of royal life, set the stage for a love story that has since grown into a powerful partnership. But Mary's assimilation into royal life was no fairy tale overnight success. She had to learn a new language, adopt centuries-old customs, and navigate the relentless scrutiny of the European press. And yet, through it all, she did not lose herself. Her children now reflect on those years with pride. She never complained, Princess Isabella remarked. She told us that growth comes through challenge. She wanted us to see her struggles, not hide them, because she believed that strength was in vulnerability. Indeed, one of the greatest truths revealed by her children is how Queen Mary's humility created a home where honesty thrived. In a world where appearances often take precedence, Mary insisted that her children be allowed to feel, truly feel, and process their emotions, no matter how messy. She fostered open conversations about anxiety, pressure, and even the weight of expectations that come with royal titles. "She'd tell us," said Vincent, "you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real." And that made all the difference. It's no coincidence that Queen Mary's charitable work mirrors these same themes. Through her foundation, she has tirelessly supported causes that protect women and children, champion mental health awareness, and address bullying. But as her children explain, these are not just public gestures, they stem from deeply held personal convictions. Christian once shared a story of how, after a long day of royal duties, his mother came home emotionally burdened by a visit to a shelter for abused women. "She hugged us tighter that night," he said. "She didn't say much, but we knew something had touched her. She feels things deeply. That's her strength." It's easy to admire a queen from afar, but it takes courage to live with one and still be able to say she is gentle, kind, and entirely present. That is what makes Queen Mary's story exceptional. Her children are not simply telling tales of a glamorous woman in heels and gowns. They are describing a mother who knelt down to tie shoes, who whispered encouragement before exams, who waited up late into the night when one of them was sick or anxious or overwhelmed. Her reign at home has been one of tireless devotion, of sleepless nights and constant selflessness. Another recurring theme from her children's reflections is how Queen Mary empowered them, particularly the girls, to find strength in their voice. "Mum never made us feel like we had to shrink ourselves," said Isabella. She said, "Your opinion matters. Don't let anyone silence you because of who you are, or who they think you are." Those are words that carry weight, especially in a family constantly scrutinized by the public. And it is this sense of empowerment that Mary has imbued not just into her daughters, but her sons too. She raises them to respect women, to value kindness, and to know that leadership begins in the heart. As the children grow into their own royal responsibilities, the influence of their mother is unmistakable. Christian speaks with measured grace and humility. Isabella radiates authenticity and confidence. Josephine and Vincent, though still young, show a spark of creativity and compassion that clearly echoes their upbringing. They are not distant royals groomed for perfection but individuals nurtured in love and anchored in values. Mary has also made a conscious effort to give her children as normal a life as possible. While their education and public roles are undeniably elite, she has emphasized the importance of humility and service. The family often spends time outdoors, enjoying Danish nature, participating in sports, or simply being together away from the cameras. These moments, according to the children, are where their fondest memories are made, not in royal galas, but in cozy family dinners, bike rides in the woods, and baking cookies during the holidays. Even her marriage to King Frederick is part of the foundation her children admire. They have seen the ups and downs, the sacrifices, and the deep respect that holds their parents together. Mary is not only a mother and queen but a partner, one who has stood by her husband not just in ceremonies but in quiet, challenging moments behind closed doors. That stability and shared commitment have shaped the kind of emotional security the children now reflect so strongly in their own words. As the world watches Queen Mary carry out her duties with grace, it's easy to forget the weight she carries. But her children's voices bring it all back into focus: the weight of expectations, the pressure of representation, and the sheer emotional labor of being both monarch and mum. And yet, she carries it all. Not with fanfare, but with fierce, quiet love. The enduring lesson here is that Queen Mary's legacy will not be defined solely by her role in Denmark's history books. It will live on in the hearts and minds of the children she raised, children who are now becoming the future of the monarchy. Her love, her empathy, her courage, and her deep well of understanding have built something far more. enduring than a royal title. They have built a future grounded in humanity. And so we return to the question that underpins it all. A question her children have already answered in their own way. What truly defines a queen? The world may see her as a symbol. But her children, they see her as home. Now that you've heard the truth from inside the palace walls, from those who know her best and love her deepest, we ask you, the viewer. In today's ever-changing world, where public image often overshadows private truth, what do you think truly makes a queen? Is it the glittering crown, or the quiet love that no one sees? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this emotional royal story. More inspiring true royal stories await, so join our royal family today.